I know you live a busy life, but you also need to be selfish and take the time to develop a practical morning routine that fits your lifestyle. And I'm going to explain why. Welcome to Style Butterfly. My name is Kimberly, and if this is your first time visiting, thank you. And if you're returning, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to check in. My goal is to excite and motivate others to embrace their perfect imperfections. The transformation to be unapologetically you is a process, and I hope to support, encourage, and inspire you throughout your journey. So if you haven't done so, please take a moment to subscribe and join our family. So, do you have a morning routine? I know prior to the start of 2019, I did not have a morning routine. But after I kind of looked into things, I noticed that most studies show that most successful people have some sort of morning routine, a very intentional and purposeful way that they start the day in order to make sure that they're accomplishing their goals. So because my theme, if you will, for 2017 is to become more disciplined, to develop more discipline, order, and structure in my life, I realized that the first thing that I can do in order to accomplish that is to develop a morning routine. Now, I want it to be very practical because at the end of the day, I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, I just have a number of responsibilities. But I also realized I need to take time to be more selfish and think about me. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start off small, I'm going to come up with 30 minutes. So I came up with a 30-minute routine that I do. And I entitled it my EMS. So I do 10 minutes of each thing, and I would like to share with you today in order to maybe inspire and encourage you to also develop a morning routine so that you too can become a lot more purposeful and intentional when planning your day. So the E part, I wake up at about 5:30 versus 6 o'clock now. And the E part of my day consists of exercise. So I do some sort of exercise. So because one of my spiritual goals is to become a yogi, because I feel like yoga speaks to my soul, if you will. But I don't practice yoga. Like I've done a couple of classes here and there, but you know, I'll start something, stop something, that type of situation in the past. But this time I want to be very committed. So what do? I literally just look on YouTube. I found a 10-minute beginner's yoga video, and since the beginning of the year, I have done 10 minutes of yoga, and I really feel a difference. So I'm stretching, loosening up, and it just makes me very more calm and just ready to start the day. So for my E, I exercise. Maybe you want to do a 10-minute ab workout or a 10-minute, I don't know, ladies, we might want to get our butt right. You know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, you want to get that chest going. So, I mean, some sort of a quick 10-minute something to kind of get the blood flowing, to get the muscles stretching, to kind of get going for the day. So after my E, I do my M. My M consists of mindful meditation. So again, on YouTube, 10-minute mindful meditation. I type it in. I found something. I literally sit on the floor, crisscross applesauce. If you want, you can lay down. Or you may even want to journal for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's another form of meditation. But some sort of meditation to kind of just quiet your mind and in order to get very intentional for the day. And then my S is I set goals. So I have a planner that I'm literally writing in daily, and I set my goals for the day. I talk about what I want to do, how I want to do it, and in particular, I identify the why. Why is this goal important? Because remember, I talked about in a previous video to kind of set up your 10 goals for the year. So I identified 10 areas that you can create goals in, and depending on what that is, throughout the day, you want to be very intentional about, you know what, I want to make sure that I accomplish this in bite-sized chunks. So then that way, as you get to the end of the week, you can reflect to see what you have done. The week can turn into thinking about monthly goals because you've already set your yearly goals. So it's kind of like you had your yearly goals, and then in the beginning of the month of January, I kind of talked about, okay, for the month of January, these are the goals I want to set. And then weekly, every Sunday, I sit down and talk about, okay, these are the goals I want to plan for the week in order to accomplish my January goals. And then I have daily goals that I'm planning in order to get to where I want to go. So again, successful people are very intentional about how they plan and set their day up. So I feel as though creating a quick 30-minute morning routine this past week has really changed the way that I'm going about my day. I definitely see a difference in just my mindset as I'm going through the day. I'm constantly thinking about, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, because prior to this, I kind of was just going through the flow. It was almost like I was on some sort of autopilot. So I'd kind of wake up, wash my face, brush my teeth, iron my clothes, all right, it's time to leave the house, go to work, all right, teach the kid. Like, it wasn't very intentional at the end of the day. If somebody said, hey, you want to hang out after work? Yeah, sure, I'm not busy. So nothing was really planned per se. So if I think about it in totality, you know, there were moments where I was like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. But when I think about the way I was living my life in totality, I was like, no, I wasn't being intentional. I'm not being very purposeful. And I kind of feel like that's the reason why I have gotten the results that I did, which are very limited. So again, in order to do better, when you know, how did I say? When you know better, you do better. So because I know better, I know now that in order to develop the discipline, the order, and the structure that I need in my life, I need to take the necessary steps to create structure in my life in order to accomplish the goals. So again, to recap, I would recommend that if you have not started a morning routine, do it. I'm telling you, it is going to get you some of the results that you need. I am starting off just 30 minutes. And then as I develop that routine, I hope to wake up a little more early, maybe to the goal that I'm waking up an hour ahead of time. So we'll see, you know, baby steps. But I really feel like the 30 minutes is doable. I'm doing 10 minutes of exercise, 10 minutes of meditation, and then 10 minutes of setting up goals. And then in my next video, I'll actually share my 30-minute evening routine, because I have 30 minutes. I also break down what I do as a reflection of the day. So I kind of feel like in the morning, I'm being more focused. I'm kind of like, hey, this is what I want to do. And then in the evening, I'm being a lot more reflective. So it's like, okay, based on what I wanted to do in the morning, how did it go in the evening? And then from there, it helps me set myself up for success for the next day. So thank you again for checking me out. If you haven't done so, again, subscribe. And again, comment below. I would love to know, do you have a morning routine? Is it something that you're thinking about? And if you do have a morning routine, what are some of the things that you're doing? Because again, I want to create a community where we can support each other and help each other, giving each other tips and tricks on how to be our very best self, to live our very best life. Because I feel like a lot of times we're very judgmental and we're always kind of down on ourselves. But you know what? Again, we need to embrace our perfect imperfections. I mean, as we go through life, we're continuing to transform in order to be and do our very best. And I love the fact that you guys are coming back, checking me out, watching my transformation. And I do hope that my journey can inspire you to take chances, get out of your comfort zone. Again, this is something that's very new to me, but I feel like it's really an opportunity to hold myself accountable. And I'm just grateful for all of you. I'm just grateful for this opportunity. So thank you again for checking me out. And until next time, when I share my evening routine tips, have a blessed week.